What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now today I have an unboxing and first impressions on the Charly Stinger. So here we have the box, and Charly, if you guys don't know, is a Mexican brand, and these are actually the first pair that I'm trying out from them. I've always seen their boots, but I was never really interested and never really bought a pair. They seem pretty inexpensive, and I actually got these for $60, which is kind of crazy. I think normal retail price is 120 USD, and I got these on sale plus like a discount code, so I got them for 60 bucks. So that's pretty good. So today we're just gonna check them out. Here is the box itself, and the box itself is actually a drawer style box, and it's actually a pretty nice presentation. So open this up. Oh, where is it? All right, there we go. And it does come with a string bag, which is nice. So it is just a mesh string bag with their logo right there. Um, yeah, it's pretty big actually. So that's actually pretty nice. It'll fit a lot of stuff. Something else that they include is extra pair of laces. So here it looks like they have grips in them, and yeah, they actually have like a bit of a silicone grip to them, which is interesting. So we'll see how these feel. I may actually switch these out just to see how they feel. I don't think they're going to make a difference when shooting, but you never know. No, I actually really like this blue colorway. It looks really nice, very clean, simple. The boot overall, I feel like it has a really clean design. Like the logos are just very small, like here in the tongue, and it just says Stinger here in blue, which is very subtle. I actually really like that. I feel like some companies just do too much with their like logos on their boots. But this is pretty clean in my opinion. And yeah, the boot overall looks pretty cool, especially with these like rubber grip elements here on the side, on both inside and outside of the boot. And let me know what you guys think of the boot itself, like the way it looks down in the comments. Alright, so here we have it, the Charly Stinger, and the reason why these caught my eyes is because of the rubber elements that it does have on both sides. And yeah, this rubber is pretty soft and it's really grippy. Like it's a soft rubber, it's not a hard rubber, and it for sure will grip, the ball very well. Um, but yeah, I guess we'll talk about the upper. So here the upper, I'm not exactly sure if it's a knit upper or a textile upper. Um, it is kind of soft straight out of the box. It's not super stiff. It's pretty pliable. I feel like it will get softer as you play with them. So breaking time might be needed. But what I'm impressed by is like even though these rubber elements here are glued, like they don't feel stiff. Like the Adidas Predator Edge, I believe. Like that upper was super stiff and it just wasn't good. But these actually feel pretty good. They don't feel stiff whatsoever, even though they are glued. There isn't really much padding to it. It is slightly on the thinner side. The liner doesn't have any padding to it whatsoever. So the upper itself is towards the thinner. It's not super barefoot. There's some thickness to it. You guys can see like these debossed areas or like whatever they're called. But yeah, there is. It's thin, but not like overly thin. What I'm really interested is to see how the grip is here, just because I do like outside of the foot shots. So this will be interesting just to see how it feels. And here I expect them to kind of feel the same as the Predator, just a little bit more, just because there is just a little more fins to them compared to the current Predator 25. Moving on to the tongue, it is a knitted material, and the knit itself feels pretty good. Like it doesn't feel cheap whatsoever. It feels like material that you would get from like the top three. Like it doesn't feel like flimsy. It feels nice and structured. Like the knit is made well, so that's a nice thing. So it feels pretty good. It feels like a high end product. And like I said, I'm just surprised that they're 120 and I actually got these for $60. Even still, for 120, it's still a really good price for this boot, just because like the materials don't feel cheap whatsoever. Moving on to the heel, we do have some padding to it. It's not a ton, and it's more like a microfiber material. Hopefully this does grip my heel well. Like there isn't a bunch of padding here, and it's kind of more just, it feels okay. I kind of just wish that just a little bit more padding so it maybe locks on your heel, but obviously I haven't tried them, so I'll let you guys know in the on-feet portion. And here we do have an internal heel counter, pretty soft here in the back. And then we have this piece of plastic, which I honestly don't get why it's there, just because it doesn't do anything. Um, so yeah, I don't know why it's there. It's kind of dumb in my opinion. But the heel itself actually looks pretty like snug and narrow, so it actually might hug my heel really nicely. Now moving on to the outsole, the sole plate itself does feel pretty responsive. You know, it feels good. It doesn't feel like it has a snappy feel. It just feels kind of stiff. It does have a little bit of a weird flex point once you're doing it like this. It just has a little weak point right here, which I feel is common for some boots when it's like kind of stiff here, and it's just like a little weak point right there. Nothing too crazy, but I don't think it's gonna affect performance just because on other boots like this Silkito Scudetta, I don't really find it annoying. But it's something that I didn't want to mention. And then the stud pattern itself, it does remind me a lot of like the Hyper Venom Phantom 3 or like the Phantom Venom stud layout, just because there is chevron on one side and then like just a couple blades here on this side. I know they were conical in the Phantom 3, but for the Phantom Venom, it does look pretty familiar. And yeah, these will be really aggressive. Obviously, they're chevron, so they're just gonna grip the ground really well. So now we'll move on to an on-feet portion, and I'll let you guys know how they fit and feel on feet. Alright guys, so here we have the Charly Stinger on feet, and these actually feel pretty good. They don't feel like a cheap pair of boots, they actually feel like a nice high-end pair of boots. Like, they feel pretty nice. The upper does feel a little bit stiff on feet. I'm hoping that does break in once, I start playing with them. They don't feel super soft, but they feel okay. The rubber elements, I feel like that doesn't allow the upper to stretch all that much, which is expected. But they feel okay. And in terms of the shape, it is a pretty wide boot. I think it has a decent amount of width in the midfoot, just because I do have a wider foot, and these don't really feel tight. The toe box actually feels pretty nice. It has a decent amount of like width and volume there as well. Like, it doesn't feel like super like pointed or narrow. It has like a nice round shape. And so like my toes don't feel like they're being squeezed. The knit actually feels pretty good. There's a good amount of tension there in the middle, which feels nice. The heel feels pretty good. No movement like going up and down, which is nice. Sometimes when I just go on my toes, you feel the movement in the heel, but for right now they feel pretty good. Obviously, we're gonna see in the playtest how they perform, but they feel pretty solid. And yeah, overall, like the fit and feel on feet feels pretty good. In terms of sizing, I went true to size and they fit pretty good, so I would recommend going true to size. But now I'll leave you guys with my final thoughts. Alright guys, so overall the Charly Stinger has impressed me quite a bit. Like, the upper itself feels pretty soft. It doesn't feel like a cheap synthetic. It actually feels really nice. I'm hoping it does get softer as you break them in. The rubber elements here are soft and grippy, so I am excited to go to the field and just shoot around and just see how much grip it does provide. I will be doing a playtest to let you guys know how they perform. So that's it for today's video. If you guys have any questions on this boot, just let me know down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you're notified for future videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.